Good evening, everyone. This is Austin. Here, I'm going to start out with this. You didn't take the easy road, but you're still going to end up on time. And tonight is the official night of the Flashpoint book launch. So congratulations to all the authors. They're going to be joining me shortly. We have our editor with us. We are excited because, as you can imagine, this was not only a journey to get the stories, but a journey to get the book done. I mean, the book, it's a lot. It's a labor of love. It's like giving birth. Well, ladies, not quite, but it's an incredible, incredible journey. So I'm going to, instead of just keep rambling on, I'm going to start bringing on some of the crew here. I'm going to bring on Brandon first. Brandon, what's up, my friend?
Hey! Can you hear me? Are you ready to take action in your life? Get up, stand up, get off your couch now, start reading, start getting educated, and go. Put the jetpack on and hit it.
Yes.
Flashpoint. Buy the book. Go.
Here's what we're going to do. Brandon, I'm going to just ask you two things. One, what was it like to bring your story out like this? I mean, you share a ton of content. Like, you're not shy, right? You're always looking to pour value into people's lives, and you do it every single day. You show up. But what was this like this process to be in this?
I told you this kind of behind the lines too, but I'll say it here publicly, is that it really pushed me to kind of just get a little bit uncomfortable. And just like, I like to work out and stuff like that. And anytime I get uncomfortable, like with a HIIT training or anything else, or a little bit longer run or a little bit of a sprint, I feel better after, man. And it hurt me when I was doing it, right? A lot of raw feelings, stuff like that. And, but once it was out, man, I reached out to you and you said, Brandon, good job, man. I said, oh, thank you, man. It's a growth point, you know, growth comes not through physical pain sometimes, but through getting uneasy and getting out of that comfort zone. And Daphne did a great job too. I'll say awesome, because she pushed me. You know, I sent her back something. She's like, Brandon, you're better than that, man. She called me right out on it, man. She said, you're better than that. Dude, take 2 minutes and do it. That's exactly what she said. So working with a great director in terms of bringing this book to life definitely makes all the difference in the world. And you see that in the stories too. So.
Yeah. So what I want to do is I want to pause because people want to know what we're going to ask you to do. Ready? Here's the link. I'm going to post the link. Test it out. Let's make sure the link works. Please, somebody test the link. I want you to go buy the book. It's $2.99. You're going to get the ebook instantly. And I want you to post a screenshot, post something that you bought the book, post the word flash. How about we do that? Post the word flash in the comments when you buy the book. There's the link. If somebody could test it with me. And now I'm going to bring on Daphne. Daphne, I'm going to bring you on because you called Brandon out. I love it. I love that.
She exactly did, man. She's like, Brandon, you're better than that. That's exactly what she said, man. Come on, man. And you know what? If I didn't have you pushing me, Austin, and I don't mean push in a negative sense, I mean in a positive sense. If I didn't have you giving me I call them little nudges, and it was a nudge from Daphne as well to pull the best out in you. And that's what the best people do. That's what a good peer group does. They pull the best out in you, and they don't give you negative feedback or anything else, but they tell you in a positive way, you're better than that. Come on, let's go. It's like horseback riding, same thing. So Daphne, go on, man, bring it.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know, one of the things that I love about working with groups of people who are telling their stories is you're not accidentally telling your story. You actually had to sit down, think about things, write it. So when I'm editing and I'm giving notes and editorial comments, it's always about pushing that person just a little bit farther to get a little bit more out of them. Like Brandon said, when you go to that uncomfortable space, you've hit the sweet spot. If everything's easy and it's not a little painful, you did not dig deep enough. And that's a guarantee. We teach that when we teach advertising. If you're creative enough and you're wondering if maybe you went too far, you've hit it. That's where you know you've hit it. So the same thing goes when you're telling your own story. If it didn't hurt a little, or you're a little unsure, maybe you shared too much, you did the right thing. If you know you shared too much, maybe you did. But when you're just on that edge, that's perfect.
Karen just bought the book. Karen,
Nice job, Karen. Nice job.
Karen.
So Austin, I know you have a bunch of people on that you're going to bring on, but I just want to say thank you so much to both of you, because you know why? If you don't reach out to me with the opportunity, I don't do it. I don't do it. I'm only going to do what my peer group, what my 5 closest friends around close to me, or 3 or 2 or 1 are doing, right? And that's why it's so important. Every author on here is doing amazing things. You know, every single one of them. And if they're not doing amazing things at this moment, they're going to be doing amazing things because they've already done the amazing thing in actually presenting and bringing themselves to fruition on what they did right now. So everyone in this book is amazing.
And I'll tell you what, I'm a better person because of all of you.
Yeah.
I trust that everyone has evolved. I mean, obviously, there's the people that we're going to touch through the book. Here's the book. If you're just joining us, click on the link, buy the book, type in the word Flash. Karen put the whole piece in there. But I'm a better person because of working with Daphne, because of working with Brandon, because it just builds this positive energy that is reciprocal, and it's not 1 + 1 = 2. It starts to magnify, and then the true 10x happens, which you hear about all the time. It's 10x, right? But to me, my 10x is right here. It's working with people like this that expand it, and we want you to get that too. We want you to start by buying the book. Click on the link, type in the word Flash after you buy it. We'll get some cowbell going. We want to hear the cowbell. So Brandon, I know you got to run. If you got a bolt, I'm gonna bring on Dr. Stacy here in a minute. So here we go. There we go. Dr. Stacy's with us.
Hey, how's everybody?
Hey there.
Hey, hello. It's
Good to
time.
see you.
It's time.
It is.
So, Flashpoint series.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm excited because you actually wrote your own book already.
Yes, I did.
And you and I had worked together in Toastmasters.
Yes.
And here you said yes. I mean, you said yes to this, and it's an honor to have you in the book, and your story is incredible as well. And I just if you would like to say a few words, I'd love to have you share.
Yeah, I'm just excited that like all the authors came together and were willing to be vulnerable enough to assist people with changing their lives. And it's always like interesting in the process to learn and revisit where you've been and where you are now. So it's a humbling experience to be able to collaborate with all of you. I'm excited about the people who are going to get the opportunity to read this book, and the fact that I know that it's going to transform their lives. So, thank you for allowing me to be a part of this Flashpoint series. Thank you.
It's an honor. And I want to just take a moment and say to people, why a compilation book?
Mm-hmm.
Why'd I put a compilation book? I'm working on my full book, but why a compilation book? And I want to share that with everyone, why I wanted to do a compilation book.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I went back through this process to dig up these things that I forgot and to look at them again, I started to say, what was it that made the difference? Mm-hmm. And I put this in the book. It was other people's stories. That was the wind that gave me the permission to start to believe more in myself. Although it was a roller coaster, it was that constantly going back and reading that story and learning an example of where someone else was. And I know beyond the shadow of a doubt, we achieved that in this book because of people like Stacy and Brandon. We totally achieved that in the book. And that's what I wanted to achieve. I wanted this compilation of book to be the stories. There's the stories in sales. It says facts tell, stories sell. And to me, it's just another way of saying that, we need facts, but it's the story that it stirs my soul. It provokes me. It gets me into action. It gets me out of bed. Your to-do list will very rarely get you out of bed, right? But when you got to show up for a person, you got to show up because there's something happening with another individual, that will get you out of bed very quickly, right? And how many of you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, yeah.
I got to get to my to-do list. If you do, God bless you. You're amazing. But most of us, there's an image that flashes in our mind about, I got to meet with Daphne. We're working on this project, right? That's what gets you out of bed. So, we are super excited. Stacey, was there anything that you wanted to share about any of the other authors or being in the project?
Yeah, I'm like I said, we had the opportunity to go live the first time, and I didn't know anybody's story. And then when I had the opportunity to listen to the whole series, I'm like, wow, I felt like I grew just by seeing that the obstacles that everybody had gone through and what really motivated them to help other people. And it's like I said, it's a humbling experience to know that all of our lives have purpose. Not only the people that co-authored the book and you, Austin, for putting it together, but even the people that are going to read it, just knowing that everybody's life has purpose. You just got to have that turnaround point. So, that's it in a nutshell. Yeah,
absolutely amazing. So we're asking you to buy the book right now. If you go grab the link, done. Chris Parks. There's another Tony Robbins. we attended an event in Florida together, got to know what an awesome guy. He's on here too. And I would ask you to share it too. If you want to share it if you share it with one person, that makes a huge difference. I guarantee these stories are going to move you. I guarantee it. Really. You will be glad. Brandon, go ahead. I see you turned your mute off. Go for it.
Yeah. I just want to say I'm gonna jump off because I need to go and start selling this book to my community. So enough of this nonsense here. No, I'm gonna go do that. But I just want to say, for me personally, I learned it's very difficult for me to buy completely into one person. And this is why this book is so valuable, is because it gives you a fireworks show of a diverse group of people with all different experiences that kind of all culminate into one positive experience. And that's what I need to learn. When I make a smoothie or something after I get done working out, I like some banana, I like some strawberries, I like some raspberries, whatever. This gives you all of that. And some almond butter or whatever. This gives you all of that in one shot. I mean, you can read it in a few hours and walk away a better person. That's the bottom line, $3. What the heck? I mean, I'll buy you the book. You reach out. If you don't have the money, I'll buy all the books. But I can't do that with Amazon because I'll get in trouble. But buy the book. Okay, you know what I'm saying. So, but anyway, I'm going to go get to networking. I really appreciate you. Stacey, it's great that you were in here. I know I haven't got to meet you personally yet. Daphne, I'll speak to you personally, meet you personally. Austin, love you, man.
Love you,
and
brother.
I'm going to go get to networking here.
All right.
Per Daphne's rules. I don't want to get called out again. So I'm going.
All right, cool.
All right. Bye.
So I'm gonna bring on Mandy here. Mandy was on our show today. Here we go. All right. Mandy, how are you?
I'm awesome. Yeah. Launch. Woo! Yes, it's what we need to do, right? Get as many people on board as possible. Just speaking from an inspiration point of view, there are so many people out there right now that are hurting because they can't be with friends, associations, whatever. They're in pain. They need some inspiration. And this book is full, jam-packed of inspiration from gut-wrenching, heart-vulnerable stories that have not been edited in any way, apart from Daphne, of course, that will lift your spirits, will give you a new perspective on life, and give you the inspiration you need to hold on and move forward. I urge you, $2.99, get in there and get that ebook. Help us, please help us bring this up to #1 status. Yes.
Cowbell. Woo! Michelle, I love you. Thank you so much. Michelle has been working with me. She wanted to promote this book. She just bought 15 copies of it. So give her a shout out. Michelle, thank you so much for all that you do to help us and keep this thing going. And the link, yes, Marty, the link is right here. And we're asking people, if you just joined, just go buy the book. It's $2.99. Come back into the chat, say Flash. Allow me to thank you personally. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anyone here. So Lizzie.
Daniela bought.
Daniela, yes. Let me give Daniela some love. Daniela just ordered. Thank you so much. It's because of Emilio and Daniela that this is actually happening. So I just want to give them a shout out because, I was working on my full book. And anyway, it's been an incredible journey to be able to bring this to the world right now. The timing is great. And just asking that you go click on the link and buy it. Absolutely. Pick it up. Mandy, you were on earlier today because the thing about this project is that we're not just like, there was a book, but you got on the interview today. How was the interview for you versus the story? Because they're kind of different, right?
Absolutely different, because you asked me different questions.
Of course.
But that's okay. When one has a life story, you can't capture that in one chapter. So what I'm getting right now, even after that interview, I've had a lot of messages come in saying that they've connected in a way that, what am I trying to say here? Oh, people are saying to me that have already read the book, you've left me hanging. Tony was one. I think Michelle was another. There's been quite a few that have already read the book.
Oh, yeah, yes.
Left me hanging. Well, that's the whole idea, right? Because now they need to get the rest of my book that's coming. But right now, they need to also hear the rest of the stories in that book. So it's totally different having a chapter in the book, which just gives you a glimpse into some portion of the story, whereas an actual book that I'm writing will tell the whole story. So,
Yeah.
so it's different, but it's exciting at the same time, because, you know, you get to 1,500 words for a chapter and you think, oh my gosh, I've run out of words. That's it. Then you have to sort out what you're going to use from that. And you have to do it in such a way that you're whetting the appetite. You're touching people's hearts.
Yes.
As you said earlier, you're touching their lives, and you're allowing life to touch theirs. So it's so important, so impactful. Every individual chapter in this book, I can't promote it enough. And by the way, I did just try to go on Kindle, Amazon to order it, and I reached the same problem as Maria said.
Oh, okay. So we'll figure that out. But hold on, let me take a moment. Here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Hold on. Yes. Oh wait, Rosemary. Thank you, Rosemary. Rosemary's up in Canada as well. I was watching the show. She's got books. She's an incredible woman doing a lot of great things. Mandy, I want to share this a little behind. I'm going to pull the curtain back here. From.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.
No. So it's interesting, right, in this process, because you're going through the stories and I'm reading the stories, and we had a format we wanted to follow because we wanted the stories to come out in a certain way. And of course, you know, there's flexibility, but you want to make sure you're getting that point across. And Mandy was insistent on her chapter being the way it was.
I was?
Yeah. And
want me to. You wanted me to change it, and I refused.
Yeah, I wanted her to change it, and she kind of said, "Yeah, whatever, guy. I'm gonna." Yeah. She kept it the way she. And you know what? That's what makes it beautiful, right? It's like art. You think it's supposed to be one way, it comes out another way. It's beautiful, and the fact is, you have a poem in there. There's an actual poem that is a heart touching when you were in a tough time.
Yeah.
And also, you know, and the other thing on the formatting is that, thanks to, it was my idea, and then Daphne took it and made it great, was the journal prompting in the back.
Yeah.
So there's whole questioning back here, so that as you're going through these stories and you're provoked, you can start writing your own story.
Exactly.
Right, coming up, you can go and you know, it really prompts you to do that.
Yeah, it's generating what's inside of you to come out. It's like you said earlier on in the day, you were talking to somebody and they'd had all kinds of things come up in their mind that they'd forgotten about. And by reading these chapters and tuning into other people's pain and suffering and heartache and their turnaround story and rising to greater heights, it's, oh yeah, I went through something like that, and they can start writing. It's perfect in every way, right?
Yes, and and that's why I'm so passionate about this work, because the one thing that happened to me is you forget. You know, we forget how far we've come, and we devalue ourselves, because you know what we do? We start to settle into the hum of society. You know, that it's like the hum of normalcy, or the hum of conformity. You know what I mean? And we forget how far we've come. And when we go back and we remember, all of a sudden we go, wow, I really did that.
You sound like my speech a couple of weeks ago on the women's conference.
Yeah.
But it's true, right? As you slowly start to turn your life around and you look back. I mean, I've been journaling for decades, years. And when I pull some of those journals out now, which are the basis for my own book, and I look and I think, oh my gosh, I wrote this, I went through that, I did this, and it just inspires me then to get it all on paper. So that's what happens to other people. Like you just said, they look back, they forget, yeah, I did this, I said that, this happened, and how they can use it to launch themselves into a better future.
So let me do this. Ready? Here we go. Emilio Romano. So let me just take a moment. First of all, God bless you, Emilio. Emilio just battled COVID. Him and Daniela just battled COVID. And not only did he battle COVID, he had pneumonia and some other asthma, asthmatic and pneumonia. And he overcame it. And I want to thank you, Emilio, because you had a direct impact on this project happening. If it wasn't for Emilio, this would not have played out the way it is. So sending you all the love and blessings. Continue to heal, continue to get better, and we're thankful. So just keep doing that.
Love you, Daniela, Emilio. Blessings.
I want to just kind of bring this in. We have the four of you on here. Is there anything else you want to share? Because we want to get out there. We want you to buy the book. Let me just share the link here one more time and ask if Tony's on here. Tony, if anyone needs that link, just please make sure they get it. And if you buy the book, come back. Let us thank you personally for buying the book. It's $2.99. It's on Amazon. It's the yes. Oh my goodness, James McNeil.
Oh yes.
Nice.
James wrote the foreword, and James is one of my mentors.
Yes.
James is on fire right now with his brand, Pure Spiritual Intelligence and Dream Life, and he's the one that wrote the foreword in the book, and he's been with every expert on the planet. I just want to say it. You name it: Richard Branson, Steve Forbes, Mayor Giuliani, Les Brown, Tony Robbins. Name a person. James has worked with them. He took it upon himself to write this book. And by the way, I did not pay James to write the foreword. I want to make that clear. I did not pay him to write the foreword. He wanted to write the foreword. He's the one that encouraged me to bring Flashpoint to the world. I said, James, what about this? Because I had the idea and I had many conversations. He kept telling me, that is it. Like, that is it. And the more I shared it, the more people would come back to me and say, yes, that's it. Like this. And I had a friend of mine who said, and this is funny. He said, when you first started, I was like, what the heck? What are you doing? Like, I was rolling my eyes at you. And he's like, when I see what you're doing now, I am completely blown away. And therein is a testament right there that don't ever discount your version ones. We discount our version ones. Your version one is your art. And just because if people don't get it right away, it's okay. There's going to be a version 2. There's going to be a version 3. There's going to be a version 4. And that's what the world, if they don't accept it right away, it's your heart to serve that's going to make the difference, even in your version 1. Does that make sense? So I'm going to just turn it back over to you because I'm talking a lot. I want to encourage our listeners to buy the book. Lucy is one of the co-authors, and she's out in the trenches here, hitting the link, making sure that people get it, and making sure they can buy the book for $2.99. I would just say, if I've helped you out in any way, just go buy the book and let me know that you bought it so I can publicly thank you. Anything, I want to turn it over to you if you want to share it back here. I know I'm talking here.
Sure, I'd love to say. Well, first of all, we have 2 of the co-authors here, and personally, Stacy, your story was surprising and moving and extremely intelligent. We saw a journey of your life that you somehow were able to encapsulate in this chapter, like the bulk of it. And that's a skill, that's an art to be able to give that much content and that much information in one chapter. I was amazed as I was reading it that it was all just the 1,500 words. And I took this whole life journey with you through just 1,500 words. It was outstanding, and definitely memorable. And Mandy, we got a slice of life from you that was creative. It was imaginary, but very real, very palpable. The writing is absolutely beautiful. And those snippets, you knew how to string them together in such a way that we didn't feel disjointed as we're moving through your life. While Stacy was able to encapsulate the whole thing,
Good for you.
You knew how to just skip through to those highlights in such a way that we never felt like anything was missing as we were journeying with you. And both of you are very, very skilled writers. So I just wanted to publicly say, one, how much I enjoyed reading your chapters and working with you two. It has been an honor working with all of the writers and contributors, but your chapters stood out in those unique ways. So I wanted to say so.
Go ahead, Stacy.
Oh my, I'm like, I just feel so blessed by it. Thank you so much. I mean, I feel like now I'm speechless and I'm never that, but thank you. Thank you.
And Daphne, you and I have had private conversations, and you know what I think, and I have the greatest love and respect for you, for your expertise, your wisdom, and I appreciate that you also were able to acknowledge the way I write, because certain person on here at the very beginning wasn't sure.
Oh no, he loved it. In fact, Austin talked to me but to bring that up, Austin talked to me before I ever read your chapter, that he gave you some feedback on it and wanted my take on it. I came back and said similarly to what Austin arrived at. And Austin is a very methodical thinker. Yes, and that's a beautiful thing too. So I'm working with Austin on his solo book. And with that, one of the beautiful things about Austin is the methodology in which he combines story with technique, with content, with research, and blends them together in such a way that people can relate to, but yet see how to take action on it in this methodical way. So when he put out an outline to all of you to follow,
that's what he wanted.
He was looking for that methodology, and you walked in and kind of broke the mold a little. It's still there. You followed it. But then you kind of moved it around. Andy, I would have done the same thing to him. So bravo.
I thought he was going to say no.
The envelope a little, kind of move color outside of the lines a bit. There you go. And in the end, Austin is in love with your chapter.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, absolutely. It's like art, and the way you speak, man. And it's interesting. I just want to point this out. I know we have somebody in the green room here. We got Maria. I'm going to bring Maria on, but the two of you are Toastmasters.
Yes.
Stacey, Mandy's a distinguished Toastmaster. Dr. Stacey's a very accomplished Toastmaster. How about that? And you're the two that are on here.
Woo! Girlfriend, fellow Toastmaster. Woo!
Absolutely. So you can stay on as long. I would love that. We can hang out. I'm going to bring on Maria here for a moment. I know she may have a limited time. This is Maria Love, everyone. Say hello.
Hi, Maria.
Hey, Maria.
Maria, how are you?
Quiet. She's very, very quiet.
We need volume. Oh, no. By the way, Maria is a maestro when it comes to the technology, but this is a little different platform. So let's see if she can.
Oh, I can never do this. Whatever. Yep. Can't
your volume.
How about now? Is that better?
There you go. Otherwise, you were gonna have to pantomime this.
each platform has its different mic preference. So.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So how exciting is this? The launch is happening right now.
It's happening right now. Here's the book. By the way, Maria,
I got mine.
you got your book? Yeah.
Oh,
I got it bookmarked with my special angel bookmark.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, this is really I know you didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you anyway. This has been such an amazing process for me. Just the personal exploration of what I'm going to put in the book, how I'm going to say it, how I'm going to present this specific story to the world, as well as getting to know all the other co-authors and you, Austin, and you, Daphne. It's been such a blessing to me to be able to have this space and this invitation to look at my life in a new way and to look at the story in a little with some fresh eyes. And then to be able to share it with people. The people that have read it so far have said wow, powerful. I never knew. What an amazing story. You really made me think about, this other thing that is happening in my life and I'm changing my perspective now because of it. So I think this is a fantastic thing. I'm very excited about all of it.
Well, and Maria, I loved when I read your chapter, and it was cool because I kind of processed back through it once I hit the end, because your work currently, and that's true of Stacy as well, and a little bit of Mandy also, but very specifically yours, your current work directly addresses your trauma. I mean, without skipping a beat, 1 equals 1, and here we are. So when you journey through Maria's story and you hit the end, it's like fireworks a little bit. You're like, oh,
point.
That's so. Instead of just, okay, I'm going to do X, Y, Z to improve myself and feel empowered, Maria said, there are other people suffering like I did, and I have an opportunity to step in and help prevent that suffering from continuing. You can't end the suffering, you can't stop it, but you can help people manage through it. First thing always is knowing you're not alone in this, knowing that other people have gone through similar things. And when you share the burden of what you've experienced, the pain you've experienced, sharing that burden with friends, with colleagues, with peers, it lightens it. It makes it more common and less painful. And that's exactly what Maria's story did. And you don't quite get that reveal until the very end. And then you see this just blossom out. So it was really cool. Thank you, Maria.
You're welcome. Thanks for that review. I appreciate it.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm going to go out and say that what I feel or think is that, Maria, you are developing a brand in and of yourself.
Oh, yeah.
It's there. I'm just saying this publicly because I know you're associated with what you're facilitating that you do, but you have a brand in and of yourself in your own right. And I think if I'm right, that is evolving for you right now. Am I right?
Yeah. I'm happy to just share my story and maybe it'll impact some lives, but I do realize that there's an even bigger story there and more gifts and blessings that I can share with the world. So I'm excited to see how that evolves.
It is. It is evolving.
Yes, that's true.
It is evolving right now. And let me just take a moment and say hello to Marilyn Rodriguez, has a radio program in Philadelphia. Anilda was a part of when I did my first co-authorship. Anilda was there for that. She's on here now. If you just join in, first of all, I thank you. We thank you, the co-authors, on behalf of the co-authors. We have another one that's going to join us here momentarily, so stay tuned. But I'm asking you to click on that link, buy the book, and just come back and say that you bought the book. Type in the word Flash. Let me publicly thank you. And the authors I'm sure they'd love to thank you as well. And then we're gonna kind of say goodnight here in about, maybe like another 10 minutes or so. And we're gonna go out and start making some phone calls and get people to buy the book. That's what we're gonna do. $2.99 for the ebook. It's on Amazon. So let me bring in our next, let me see if Lucy, are you ready? I can't see you. Okay. So Daphne, is there anything else you want to share? I'm going to see if I can get Lucy on here.
Sure. So one of the things that I love that Austin touched on with Maria is that you're developing your personal brand. One of the things that I started teaching a very long time ago, when I was working at a $35 million agency, a large nonprofit that focused on substance abuse and mental health, everything from prevention, intervention, treatment, outpatient, inpatient, methadone clinic, the whole gamut, detox, blah, blah, blah. And being a part of that, I met these rock stars that we had within our walls. And I started talking to them because one of the interesting things about trying to get funding for a large nonprofit, and I promise this all makes sense when I end, is that no one wants to give money to junkies and criminals. It's just not sexy, and they don't want to. Puppies and kittens and little kids all the time. Well, when I started looking at these leaders in their field, I started branding them individually. And the training became brand you. And thinking of yourself, you're always part of a system. You're part of different circles. You might have a job with a corporation. You might have, partnerships. You might have peers. Whatever it is, you're always going to be with other people. But in the 21st century, at all times, you're developing brand you. Because very few people stay in the same job forever, doing the same thing forever. And then how do you promote yourself and differentiate yourself as you're moving into what I call your next, whatever that might be? And these chapters help you explore that a little bit. And they, as you write them, they give you an opportunity to see for yourself how you stand apart and what's unique about you. And that's a little bit of a platform to jump off from as you're developing your brand.
Yes, I agree. And I'll tell you, Mandy was on, we had our interview today on the Flashpoint TV show. And Mandy, I think you just got some clients recently, right?
Yeah, for my new little coaching thing, it's Triple M. So it's Moments, Mindset, Movement. And I've got 2 brand new clients that want to learn how to shine their own light.
Congratulations.
So it's exciting.
Very exciting. It's when you take a step and you say yes, it's amazing what opens up. It really and truly is. And, I can speak for that for myself, and I'm watching it happen for a lot of you, that this is now a part of your journey. It's a permanent part of your journey. It's humbling. It's such a blessing. What I want to do is we're going to wrap up. Lucy is trying to get on. It looks like she's having some technical difficulties, but here's the good news. We're going to be back tomorrow at 12 noon again. I hope to have some more of the authors on here, maybe some special guests. Actually, Angel might be joining us too. I'm not sure if she's out there, but she might be. She helped us with the summit. And you know what? It's interesting. I was thinking about this. Like in the last quarter, the first quarter, working with Daphne, we completed a book. We completed the summit. We had a live event, and we did the awards ceremony for the authors. That all happened in that first quarter.
Yeah.
And now we're like watching the residual effect now. It's truly amazing. It really and truly is. So before we get into the final go around here, I just want to ask you, the listener, thank you so much for being here. It's an honor. Yeah, let's give the listeners and the readers a copy. Yep. Thank you so much, Sonia Rodriguez. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for a copy of the book. If you bought a copy of the book, please share it. You will not be disappointed. I guarantee it. If you are, you can come find me. But I promise you, you're going to love this book. You're going to love it. You might call me because you're crying. I had my some close friends that read it. They were crying, because it was so moving. But they were good tears. Because how many of you know that I can speak to this, is that I know people that reach out to me that have these incredible stories, and they're afraid to bring their story to the world. And when they read your story, you're giving them permission to allow that to be expressed. And let me tell you, that expression is healing. It's therapy. It does so much for that person.
Even as a co-author, writing like that is therapy in itself. That's why I journal for years, because you're getting it out and then you have a document of it, right? So it's inspiring at every step of the way if you choose that perspective.
Yes.
I'm going to be using this platform too with the youth and young adults that I work with to help them to share their stories in this way. Exactly because of that, Mandy, because it can be so powerful for the person that's doing it, as well as the rest of the world that gets to hear these amazing stories.
You've got it. You've got it. I love you.
Matter of fact, Maria, you did a theme, did you, you did a turnaround theme in your...
I did. Yeah, I do weekly empowerment session workshops. And it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. We did a turnaround theme and we had everybody present write their own turnaround stories. So it was like a micro Flashpoint.
That is awesome. So maybe we have to do that again and you can invite us and we can join you.
Sure. Yeah.
Amazing. That would be amazing. Yeah, absolutely. So what I want to do is just go around one more time. We're going to close this out. We're going to be calling you so you cannot hide. We're coming for you. We want you to buy this book. We want you to buy this book. We want to bring it to the world because, okay, we got some people here that, unfortunately, but the power of technology, right? I can, I got like one click of the button can be dangerous. One click of the button can be powerful, right? So anyway, we are going to get this message to the world. We did not go traditional publisher, yes, which gave us a lot of freedom.
Yes.
To produce a book like this. And that when I say, I'm so glad that we partnered with Daphne on this. I am thrilled with the way this turned out because you need somebody who knows how to get things done, but you need somebody who's incredibly flexible when they need to be. And Daphne embodies those two things because if you have too much of one or the other, you have a project that's not going to be get done. If it does, no one's going to feel good about it. So,
Right.
So that is very, very important. So Daphne, we can't thank you enough for the space that you held and the work that you put in. And there's more for all these authors, by the way, which we're not going to get into that now. But let's go around, just final thoughts, and then we'll say good night, and we're going to be calling you. So, Dr.
Well, and I would love to also, as we go around, if everyone could just give a brief statement of what they're up to now, because some people watching this may not know what you're involved in. So for me, I just came back from the beach. I haven't been feeling so great. Had my second COVID shot, had my beach towel over here. And so I feel energized. The sunshine is great. And I am continuing to bring on more authors and more compilation books. So if you would like to have a book or would like some editing done or just want to learn more about this whole process, please feel free to reach out to me. You can find me through Austin. And thank you so much for being a part of this.
Fantastic. Dr. Stacy, you want to go next?
Sure. So I was listening and promoting the book at the same time. I sent it to everybody: LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, text messages. I just probably sent like 50 text messages out and asked everybody to share. I mentor about 100 girls who are looking to go into different departments. Sorry about that. Different departments throughout the country, police departments. So I sent it everywhere, just hoping for the best. But currently I'm training law enforcement officers around the country on emotional intelligence and leadership, just to help them to learn how to decrease stress, because we're always responding to people in the most vulnerable state, and we need to operate at 100%. So that is my passion, to assist law enforcement officers with just responding emotionally to help themselves and to help the people that we all are protecting and serving. So that's my goal, and to promote this book. So thanks for allowing me to be a part of this team, and I'm looking forward to doing more with all of you. All right, thank you.
And I just want to echo how incredibly important the work you're doing is with emotional intelligence in that space. It's so needed, and it's such a great thing that you're doing. Fantastic. Maria.
Hey, so as I said, I'm doing the empowerment sessions every week. Each week changes the topic, and it's always about something to do with community or social justice or empowerment or self-awareness or self-care. It's always really relevant and interactive. And so I love it. And I know a lot of other people do too. So that's what I'm doing. Preparing to hopefully move into the second book for me, which is, you using this format to help others to tell their turnaround stories. And then just continuing to support people, the best that I can.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I do want to add to Daphne's point, if you are out there and you're thinking about doing this project yourself, I can, recommend Daphne 100%. Her energy is fantastic. I feel like her brain and her heart both have these huge capacities, which is really rare to find in, really good balance in a person. And it's just really been a pleasure. So thank you, Daphne, for all of your guidance and your amazing presence in this project.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Fantastic.
Okay, so down to me to finish off. Woohoo!
Yes.
I've already spoken about the coaching business, and I've been coaching and mentoring for close to 15 years now through Toastmasters, right? And I've gone into detention centers, I've gone into corporations, schools, homes, and that's helped to get my name out there, which has enabled people to contact me when they've needed inspiring or a shoulder to listen, whatever, right? So people connect with me because of my outreach program to empower other people. So I want to enlarge my little business and get more clients that way so it can become a steady income for me. And I think after all the years that I've been doing this, I think that's the perfect outcome for that. Going back to the subject of empowerment, I'm still very much involved with the women's shelters. I'm the head of an organization called ESAV, which is End the Silence About Violence. And we have a vigil every year on December the 6th. We weren't able to have it last year. And we remember the Montreal massacre 20 years ago when about 20 women were massacred by a gunman who hated women. So we hold a vigil and we bring in different things. So I'm still involved with that. I want to get that empowerment poem out to as many people as possible. Maria, you gave me an amazing idea when you said that poem should be in every women's shelter around the world. So that is one of my goals, to get it into every women's shelter that I possibly can. I have full support of all the women's shelters here and various other organizations. I'm well known for it. So I've got a good grounding, and this platform is now enlarging that. It's like a ripple effect. So just to finish off, because I'm so grateful for it all, talk all night, I do want to go back to Daphne, because just to elaborate on what everybody else has said, you're kind, you're patient, you dig deep. I relate because that's what I do as a ghostwriter and as a town crier. I get information from people and build stories around their information to make it unique and special. I have absolutely thoroughly enjoyed working with you. I know we're going to stay connected and we're going to work together again. And I highly recommend you, even out there on my daily outings. You've got to get in touch with Daphne Street. So thank you and blessings. And thank you, Austin. Maria, Stacy.
Thank you so much.
Bless everyone. Thank you so much. We are just getting started. This is the kickoff of the weekend. We're going to be reaching out. If you share. Thank you, Tony. Please share. Please click on the link. If you don't have the link, message Tony or myself. We'll get you the link. And if you purchase the book, just type in the word Flash. Even if you're listening to the recording, type in the word Flash and share it with a friend. I assure you, this book and the stories in it will touch their hearts and it will move them forward. I know.
And thank you, Austin, for getting all of this started. None of this happens without you, the leader. So thank you so much for doing this. It is a gift to everybody involved.
We love you, Austin. Yeah.
Absolutely. Love you much. This is just the beginning. You're going to do amazing things. Yes. Thank you so much, everyone.
How do you do that, Maria? Yes.
Do this. Here, there you go. There you go. All right, everyone, let's get to work. Let's reach the world. Have a great night.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.